Hi everyone, I'm Thor, or FireDev, and I'm working on the Rewind Factory, which for those new here is a fast-paced FPS with some cool other things, like wall running, rewinding, dashing, bullet time while you aim, leaderboards, various maps, level editor. Boring. No, but seriously, it's pretty fun, and you should definitely wishlist it. Anyway, just like me, you probably saw all the cool videos showcasing Unreal Engine 5, with its beautiful Lumen global illumination. Since I'm developing my game in Unreal Engine, I thought, could I perhaps make my game look better by upgrading to Unreal Engine 5? So to answer that question, I first downloaded Unreal Engine 5. Then came the moment of truth. Can I open my Unreal Engine 4 project in Unreal Engine 5? Well, no. I got this error and I had no idea what caused it. So I looked through the logs, didn't understand anything, searched it on Google, didn't find anything. And then finally I thought perhaps it will work if I first upgrade the project to Unreal Engine 4.27 and then upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. So to try that out, I downloaded Unreal Engine 4.27 and tried opening my project, and it worked. But there were some errors which I had never seen before. And after fixing those errors, I tried opening it again in Unreal Engine 5 and wouldn't you know it, it worked. So the first thing I tried was, does Lumen work? And well, it kinda did. The biggest problem was the fact that Lumen requires static meshes, and my levels are not made with static meshes, but with the built-in geometry tool. You can however convert the geometry to static meshes, but you can modify them after that, which is kind of a big deal in my opinion. But for the sake of testing it, I converted Chamber 1 to a static mesh, and now Lumen works. And do you see the difference? Probably not, or at least it's not huge. You can see it a lot better in endless mode, because there are way more colored lights. But you know what else I see a big difference in? Fucking performance. As you can see, I lose about 30 frames per second if I turn on Lumen, which is insane compared to the value I get out of Lumen for my project. So for me that was a quick answer to the question, do I want to use Lumen? No. That doesn't mean I don't like Lumen, of course, it's really cool, but just not useful for my project. However, there was an effect which I really liked and didn't know I needed until I saw it. The blue squares in the teleporters were actually emitting light with Lumen enabled, which looked really cool. So I just faked it by manually placing lights there, and now it looks pretty much the same, but it has much better performance. But that raises the question, was it even worth to upgrade to Unreal Engine 5, if you're not even gonna use Lumen and Nanite? And yes, I'm not going to use Nanite because all my meshes have very few triangles, so that makes Nanite kinda useless for me. But back to the question, yes, it was still worth it, because I got to add something quite cool. Shattered enemies. If you kill a robot, their whole body will just explode, and the debris will lay on the ground forever. In my opinion, this makes killing enemies a lot more satisfying. I also remade this door, I guess. I don't know what it is. At least now it's a big explosion, which is always good, because who doesn't like explosions? So the other day I came across this video from Unreal Engine, with 35 features you probably didn't know about. So I watched it and one caught my attention. Geometry scripts. They are new in Unreal Engine 5 and they basically allow you to modify meshes in runtime. As you can see here, they created a hole in this wall. And I thought, could I use this for my level editor? Because well, I have a small problem. The lamps in the test chambers have these holes behind them, so they don't clip into the wall. At the moment these lamps are not available in the level editor, because the walls are just static meshes and I can just modify them like I can in the normal editor. But perhaps with geometry scripts I can modify them. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. I think I have something. If I slowly move this wall forward, you can see that there's a hole now. It's a bit hard to see from this angle, but there's a hole. Trust me. Now I just need to make it work on all geometry pieces, and I also need to make this lamp into a placeable prefab, because it isn't yet. And now it is. But it also got me thinking, can I not add a volume, just like the trigger, but then for creating holes in meshes? So I decided to make that as well. And here it is. There's one slight problem. Sometimes the UVs of the wall get a bit messed up, but recalculating the UVs after updating the mesh seemed to do the trick. And here are some failed attempts. And yeah, it fully works now. And it's quite satisfying to move the volume around and see the meshes update. Only thing left to do is to add it to the prefab list. The icon was a bit tricky, but in the end I settled on this design. It doesn't look amazing, but I had no idea what else to make, so this is what I've got. So, when I was done, I made a build of the game and tried it out. And where's all the geometry, you may ask? Well, it turns out geometry scripts are disabled in build versions, and thus only work in the editor. So until Epic updates the plugin, I'll probably just disable it, which is kind of a bummer, but can't really do anything about it. So that means you can't play around with it yet, but you can play around with all the other stuff mentioned in this video. I've updated the demo, so I'd say try it out. Link is in the description. There are also some new things, like this new end screen, but that's something I'll talk about in the next devlog. That's it for now. Don't forget to wishlist the game and subscribe if you liked the video. See you in the next devlog. Bye.